Hi, everyone, and welcome to our show. Welcome, Lili Shain. Lili, the president of Torah Stitch by Stitch. Tell us what it's all about.
Okay. Well, first of all, president is a very fancy title.
Well, yeah.
For the person who just gets to do lots of everything, mostly what other people don't want to do. But let me talk about Torah Stitch by Stitch,
please.
because that's what I'm here for. So Torah Stitch by Stitch is a project that's been going on now since 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a project that's a little hard to explain. It's unique. It's big. It's very big.
You've got a whole show now.
Okay, fine. Okay. And it was started by Tema Gentles, who is a Judaic textile artist here in Toronto.
Okay.
And maybe I should just let her explain in her own words how she decided it was a good idea to get people together to cross-stitch the entire Torah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to watch a little clip of, I guess, introduction to...
Tema's explaining how it was that she came up with this idea.
Excellent.
As an artist, I was rejected from a museum show in Israel for not being religious enough in the traditional sense of religious. So I thought, what can I do to help women, particularly, express their love of religion in a particularly female way of expression? And I thought, well, let's stitch Torah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we often referred to Tema as our inspired lunatic, and sometimes just lunatic, because, to cross-stitch the entire Torah, it's
like, are we talking about all the words?
Every letter.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So
are you serious?
I'm serious.
Wow.
And it's
like readable, right?
Readable.
Readable.
Oh, huge. It's 7 feet high.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So how she did it, though,
is amazing.
That
And sorry, it's only started 2013?
It only started in 2013, and half of it, Genesis, Exodus, part of Deuteronomy, and a few other pieces are on display now at the Textile Museum of Canada until November 17th, and it's an absolutely magnificent exhibition, and people should 100% go. Without question.
It's blowing my mind. Absolutely.
It's an inspiring thing to see. But how did we actually do it? Because people say to me often, how can you cross-stitch the entire Torah?
Yes, I think we all want to know. I want to know that too.
Okay, so what you do is, first of all, you divide the Torah up into 4 verse sections. Okay? So that means you have 1,464 4-verse sections, and people are invited to cross-stitch those 4 verses on a piece of cloth. The cloth looks a bit like this, and the reason I brought this is the opening of the film, the documentary, which was also made about it. And they don't get it printed on the cloth. The cloth is blank, and they get a little map, a design that people can,
of how to do it.
You see,
gotcha.
It shows, how the letters are supposed to look. Okay. And they were designed there. It's all in Hebrew, of course. Of course. And so they're given these 4 verses to cross-stitch. Now, I did this. The reason I got involved is that when she launched the project, it was at the Holy Blossom Temple here in Toronto. And so I thought it was a little outlandish, a little ambitious, to say the least.
It's overwhelming. Wow.
But I thought, well, I can do 4 verses.
Okay.
Why not? So I picked it up. I did 4 verses. But that's no joke either, because just to do an aleph, let me tell you, takes 20 minutes.
I was going to, I know I do some, I do painting from stitches. I know how long it takes.
So to do one 4-verse section takes anywhere, depending on how long the verses are, 50 hours to 100 hours. So in order to do this, we had to find 1,464 people to cross-stitch the verses. And then, of course,
to make sure they do a good job,
and then you have to check it and make sure they do a good job. And also, you want them to decorate, to embellish, to illustrate, to make it a beautiful work of art. The idea is to make it a beautiful work of art, a huge tribute to the Torah.
Yeah.
So, we started, maybe there were 30 people. Tema stitched the last 4 verses, thinking, maybe we'll show 30 panels and, connect it to the last. And then there was an article in Hadassah magazine about 3 or 4 months after we started.
Wow.
And the project went viral.
Can
So I'm
imagine.
telling you now, today, we have over 1,400 stitchers in 28 countries.
Wow.
Not all Jewish.
Doesn't have to be.
No, absolutely not. So we have at least several hundred Christians who have signed up. We have a small number of Muslim stitchers
Beautiful.
who were part of interfaith group here in
Beautiful.
Toronto. Lots of secular people who are not particularly religious. We even have one Wiccan. Just to, and so this all
For a good
created
cause,
a lot of,
for a good thing.
It's a wonderful
Wow.
thing. It created a lot of interest on the part of a documentary filmmaker, and so they produced a documentary. That was where that clip came from that we watched earlier.
Okay.
And I have a few clips of the people
You'd
that
like to share with
have,
us?
Yes,
Sure.
that have participated.
Sure.
So we have here the comments of the first stitcher, who stitched the very first 4 verses of Bereshit. And so she talks about what it means to be part of such a big undertaking.
Like, do a lot of people, when they stitch, do they understand what they're stitching? Like,
Well,
what they're, I mean,
they don't
the
understand
verses?
it the minute that comes in the door, because not everybody speaks Hebrew. But
Right.
everyone knows what their section is,
And its
which
translation?
verses. They look it up.
Oh.
And many of them do quite a lot of study to come up with very interesting
Wow.
interpretations of the text. But here's Miriam talking, and that would be...
So we're going to see the second.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to see the second clip.
Right.
And let's see
Yeah.
what she has to say.
Stitching became a very meditative activity. I really got to think about the words around creation and being part of something that was a project that was going to involve hundreds of people all over the world, each stitching square by square the letters of these stories. It's really an amazing thing to think about.
And so, and Miriam's wasn't the only one from this family that participated. Her husband also did a panel.
Even her husband actually sat there and
Oh,
stitched.
yeah. We have quite a few men.
I'm impressed.
Quite a few men, I'm telling you. So,
Not that it's stitching just the woman's job, but I'm just,
No. The project was designed to bring women closer to religious text, but it brought a lot of other people
Everybody.
close. That's
Beautiful.
right, everybody,
That's beautiful.
including this teenager, Miriam's granddaughter.
We're going to watch her now?
Yeah, just
All
a few
right.
seconds of what she had to say.
All right.
It's something that takes a lot of time and energy and effort, and anything like that, you're going to feel really connected to.
And so just to show you, and this is what the film does so beautifully, it shows you the range of people.
Yes.
And this film, by the way, is playing continuously during the exhibition down at the Textile Museum. So everyone will have a chance to see the whole thing, all 15 minutes. It's not long, it's all 15 minutes of it.
Sure.
But here is a surprising participant. And, well, maybe I should just tell you.
Okay, don't tell us. Let's watch it.
Okay.
Is it self-explanatory?
It is.
Okay, let's
It is.
watch it.
The Torah is the first part of the Bible. We are not alien from our Jewish brethren. They are our elder brothers and sisters. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. This is quite simple logic as far as I can see. I'm very grateful to having the roots of my religion in the Torah.
Wow,
Okay.
that was a surprise.
Yes, can you believe it? A mother superior in the city of London
I know.
stitching 4 verses of the Torah
Well, I mean,
and loving it.
yeah,
and
I mean,
loving
it's the
it.
Old Testament. Most,
Of course, of
everybody
course.
believes in the Old Testament, so
That's right.
that's beautiful.
That's right.
I don't care what they do it for, but if they do it in harmony and love and beauty, it's beautiful.
Exactly, and that's really what this is all
Yes.
about. It is a work of love and a work of devotion, and it's also gorgeous. I mean, people who see it are stunned, because it stands, the tapestry stands 7 feet high, and it stretches out over 170 feet. And it's interesting, when people come in, and they see the first part of Bereshit, just a few columns to get them interested, and go around the corner, and they see Noah. And then they turn the corner, and they look down the hallway, and they just see it stretch out the rest of Genesis. It's absolutely stunning.
And as we can see the picture, it's very readable. There's no problem.
100% readable.
Amazing.
It's actually very interesting to take Hebrew speakers through because they see it differently than we do, and we non-Hebrew speakers or people who read it slowly. But for those people, slower.
Yeah, slower.
But for people who don't read Hebrew, we have along the bottom little footers, we call them, with an explanation of what is going on in the text,
beautiful.
as well as a list of all the stitchers. And
I'm just going to ask you that question.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they need
to be recognized.
Absolutely.
And so we have, it's very fun when you walk people through from Toronto because they go through and they go, oh, I know that person. I know that person. Because at least I would say 60 to 100 or so of the stitchers are right from our community.
Wow.
And then but as I say, we have hundreds and hundreds from the United States. There's
That's
about
beautiful.
30 from Israel, another 30 in England. And then we have this group in Spain. So let's just meet them, shall we?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely from Spain.
When someone puts effort into doing something, even if they're just like 27 thumbs, makes no difference. You just start taking away the thumbs and putting fingers in their place. I would stay with them until they had done their first letter. And then, once they had done their first letter, they realized they could do it, and they just kept right on going by themselves. Pasa por el otro agujero. Genial. There's about 15 of us throughout all of Spain. We did it on the internet, and we sat down with one of those kits you can buy at 5 and dime toy store, and it's the kind that has a card and it has the holes punched in it. I use yarn, and on Skype, I showed him, you pull it through here.
I felt some kind of peace. I realized that every time I start sewing and stitching, I feel peace.
If this helps somebody get closer.
So anyhow, this has been the experience of a lifetime.
I want to ask you a question. How did you get involved in this?
Well, so I got involved first
Really,
of all.
yes,
not
as a stitcher, as a president.
As a president, as a president, huh? Anyway, as a stitcher, so first I stitched.
Right.
Okay, fine. I stitched another panel, and I did an illumination from the tribe of Benjamin because my son's name is Benjamin, and just things like that.
Yep.
So I did those kinds of things, and then a few fateful years ago, I happened to be at the JCC in the gym, and I ran into Tema.
Oh.
I said, Tema, nice to see you. How's it going? How's the project? Do you need any help?
Oh, that was it.
That was it. And it happened to be as the project was flowering into the stage where we were beginning to put the pieces together. Because it's one thing to get the individual, 14-inch pieces with 4 verses back. But then they have to be put together, and they have to be put together in order. Everything has to be right and left justified. We have exactly, get this, 1,092 squares of Ada from the top to the bottom.
Wow.
And so this required a lot of organization. It required assembly. And we had to get it done because we knew that the documentary film was likely to be done. And we also knew that one of the synagogues in Toronto wanted to show the first part of it, just as a work in progress.
I was going to ask, is there any rabbi that, oversaw everything, making sure that everything is kosher?
Just kosher. Well, first of all, we do not pretend that this is a kosher Torah. It's not a ritual Torah.
I know.
But yes, there were a number of rabbis who were consulted. Tema consulted rabbis from the Orthodox tradition, from the conservative tradition, and from Reform. Right. And they all said this as a work of art, this is fine. Absolutely. Yeah. And yes, we had some help with that. So from a sofer to design the letters. Tema designed them, but he sort of commented on were they appropriately close to calligraphy because they have to be squared. For stitching, they have to be a certain way. So there was a lot of consultation that went on at the beginning. But when the panels come back, they have to be proofread 3 times, and then we still find mistakes after. Sure. They have to be fixed. They have to then be pressed and scanned. And then
this is like more than a full-time job.
It is more than a full-time job but both, I would say, Tem and I, it is more than a full-time job now. And for a while, as we were putting the pieces together, it was a full-time job. We had a wonderful woman named Pat Little, and she drew together what we call our awesome assembly angels to put the whole thing together. Right. And so we had our very first exhibit. We hung it up at Darchei Noam, whose stitchers, whose community got very involved in stitching the last bits of Deuteronomy. And so why don't we just look at how it looked?
At Darchei Noam.
That's right.
Okay.
It still was like no other experience to be part of this community whom I mostly don't know. Really, just an amazing feeling. I'm just getting shivers speaking about it.
Fantastic and wonderful, and just like not something that anybody could have produced all by themselves. And I love that.
It's like
So this was the
a
first
vision.
opportunity
It's
for
like,
people
a
to
birth
see
of
it.
a baby.
It doesn't look anything like that now.
And what was the first response that you received from?
Well, so when people
first
walked
time.
in and you saw with the way the doors opened, there were gasps. People were just like, "Whew, wow,
Wow.
wow." But even more so now, because now you're closer to the work. You recall in this picture, in this clip, the pieces were high and they were a little hard to get close to.
Gotcha.
But now at the Textile
like,
Museum, it sweeps around and you can walk right up and have a good look at all the intricate individual pieces of work, which are truly amazing to see. There's over 900 individual pieces put together.
I can't
now
even comprehend
in
how they
columns.
wrote the whole Torah. How did they
How
not wrote,
stitch the whole
so they
Torah.
stitched the whole
You need
Torah.
many hands.
Yeah,
You
I
need
mean, to write it, it
many
takes forever,
hands.
but to
That's right.
stitch it?
To stitch it. And it takes much
And the
longer than
idea,
writing.
of course, and
I
the
know.
idea.
I know.
It's like phenomenal idea.
It's a phenomenal idea, if a little crazy sometimes, but
No, it's great.
the outcome is absolutely stunning. People are just blown away. And here are just a few pictures because I don't have a clip from the exhibit that's on at the Textile Museum now. So let's just have a couple, just so you can see how it's evolved.
Yeah, no. They continue while we're talking.
Okay. And so this just gives you an idea of how it is at the Textile Museum. And the other thing that we did, so this all took years, of course. This is 3 or 4 years ago when I started to deeply get involved.
2013,
is that we produced this book. This is the exhibit.
Tapestry of Spirit. Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Tapestry of
it's
Spirit.
Tapestry of Spirit.
Tapestry.
We call it a tapestry of spirit not because it's technically a tapestry, because it's an embroidered piece, but it is metaphorically a tapestry because it weaves together all the love and dedication and stories that the people have sent us, all these participants, and every one of them has given it to us, like really with their heart. You know?
Of course,
and you can feel it. You can really feel it when you walk in the door. So this is the book that we produced, and it shows all the individual works. It has some special pages, and maybe we can just put a couple of those up on the wall so people can see closer some of the fine work. But really, the best thing to do is come see it in person. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So this was a real labor of love, too, because this is what commemorates the entire project. Having said that, this is just half the project. So the good news is we finished half. It's on display at the Textile Museum.
And this is only half?
And this is only half.
So what's the other half?
Well, now we have to do the rest. So we have Leviticus, Numbers, and just the beginning parts of Deuteronomy that we don't have now, about 2/3 of it. So the good news is...
Are you looking for volunteers that will continue stitching?
The stitching is done.
Oh, the stitching is done for everything.
For everything.
Got it.
We can use a few more sort of decorative panels, but the putting of it together, to put it together, to create the structure that we show it on, because it's shown on what we call an armature. It's a display structure that's built to curve, to be organic, to evoke the feeling of a scroll. And it does that.
Got it.
But none of these things happen for free, right? So
is anything today is for free?
So the first time when we put this first half together, one of the things that I was responsible for, among many, was to design and organize some fundraising to get enough money to do this first part. So that's done. That's the good news. The bad news is we have to do it all over again. sort of like play it again, Sam, right? We have to do it again.
But you want to encourage people to go to the museum and actually see it.
Absolutely, to see it, and to go to our website, because our website is full of information. It has a lot of the press that we've received it can be linked from the website. And so people will learn a lot about the project. And they can even donate to the project. So this can help, because, as I say, we have a long way to go.
That's okay.
Even though we've come a long way.
You're halfway there.
That's right. And originally we had no intention of showing the work incomplete, or as it is. But the Textile Museum was very interested in showing it. And they said, why wait? I mean,
I agree.
Our space is big enough, it's the right size to show what you've already done.
I agree.
And this will help bring the project to public awareness. And you know what? That's true.
It is, because I think it's an amazing project.
It's extraordinary.
It's like, wow.
Yeah. And that's what, when people come in, they just...
That creativity, the
creativity,
oh my God,
the heart. We had one stitcher from Japan,
work,
who flew all the way here to see it.
Oh my God.
We actually have a number of stitchers who have flown in from a variety of places, some from Israel,
wow.
Many from the States, of course, because it's closer. And they're just blown away. And then some people just wander in by accident. They have no idea what they're going to see. This is fun, because when you watch them and the reaction and the look on their faces when they see this,
like, wow.
Wow, exactly. So that is a lot of fun as well.
This amazing project. I think everyone should go visit the museum while they have a chance.
While they have a chance.
Yes.
It's on until November 17th.
Right.
And it occurs to me that not everybody knows where the Textile Museum is.
No.
And it's an absolute gem of a museum. It's in downtown Toronto, very near St. Patrick's subway station, which is, by the way, the best way to go there. So sort of one block east of University and half a block south of Dundas.
Okay.
Kind of in the heart of Chinatown, really.
Yeah.
And so subway is an excellent way to go. Parking around there is okay on the weekends. It's not terrific during the week. The museum's open every day from 11 to 5.
Oh,
and on
excellent.
Wednesdays, it's open late until 8. And it's pay what you can after 5 o'clock. So really, there's no excuse not to go.
Pay what you can. That's cool.
Exactly.
That's cool. So this was a project that I guess took a lot part of your life, I would guess.
Yeah,
and it's halfway done.
Yeah.
And where is it going to go after this museum?
This museum, okay. So first of all, we are about to start putting the rest of it together. We think that'll take us...
You're going to need a bigger place.
Yeah, we're going to need a bigger place. This should take us another 18 months or so, or maybe to 2 years, to totally complete the entire Torah, in order to be able to show the full 300 feet. Almost the length of a football field. Of course, you don't stretch it out like that. We'll curve it around.
Yeah. Wow.
So it should be ready in a couple of years. This particular exhibit will go into storage. It may be that there are some museums who would like to show it as it is, because it's a very good exhibit just as it is. It tells you a lot about the project. Yeah. And we'd be happy to, because we have lots of these catalogs still. So that would be good.
This is amazing.
Where it goes in 2 years, we don't know, but we are beginning the process of looking into the right kind of museums, where it would fit, whether it be a large Jewish museum, whether it be the Museum of the Bible, possibly a Museum of Contemporary Religious Art. There's a number of places where there's a fit. And one of my dreams would be Beit Hatfutzot in Israel. This is a diaspora project. Can you think how beautiful that would be?
I think it's an amazing project. I have no words to tell you. I can understand your passion and your determination to continue with this project, because it is an amazing, like the idea itself.
The idea is incredible.
Just the idea itself, to stitch every word of the Bible, every letter of the Bible.
Every letter of the Bible. You have to thank Tema for that idea. And then all the stitchers who put so much of themselves into this project. And it's kind of our mission now, and my particular passion, to make sure every one of them is seen.
It's beautiful.
Now only half, but the rest will come.
It's beautiful. I encourage each one of you to go to the museum, to visit it, to have a look. Just amazing project. And thank you for bringing it to us, because otherwise
pleasure.
we wouldn't have known about it.
No, exactly.
Thank you very much.
more than
And
welcome.
you're welcome to come back and tell us how this project is continuing, and good luck with it. Thank you very much, Lili. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I will say goodbye, and I'll see you next week.